It is my honor to present our paper, How Cultural Norms Influence Persuasive Design, a study on Chinese food journaling apps. Food journaling apps can help people achieve positive behavior change, such as understanding their eating patterns, managing their weight, or building a healthier diet. However, positive behavior change requires long-term effort and engagement, and supporting people in sticking to their intended behaviors is therefore a common goal for food journaling apps. Persuasive features are therefore often used in food journaling apps to better support people in making positive behavior choices. Persuasive technology leverages design strategies to change people's attitudes or behaviors. There are three types of influence that persuasive technologies can have. Technology that provides reinforcement strengthens people's current attitudes or behaviors. Technology supporting change alters people's current attitudes or behaviors. And technology encourages shaping, help formulate a new attitude or behavior. Common persuasive design features such as goal setting, reminders, rewards, and social support have been shown to facilitate behavior change by increasing and sustaining engagement. However, most of our understanding about how to leverage persuasive techniques in food journaling apps and how people perceive them have come from Western contexts. While people use food journaling apps typically for either diet or weight-related goals, culture vary in how they perceive what constitutes a healthy diet and weight. Several cultural differences suggest potentially different design needs for food journaling technology in China. Compared with many Western countries, the eating culture in China is more vegetarian-oriented. Compared with Western culture, China has more acceptance of thin ideal, which regard thinness as the perfect body shape. In this study, we therefore explore how cultural norms influence the use of persuasive design in Chinese food journaling apps. Our research process contains three different research activities. We first start to compare the common features used in Chinese and Western food journaling apps by selecting 9 Chinese apps and 11 Western apps. We then collected the common features, both tracking-related features and persuasive features in Chinese apps, and found their counterparts in Western apps. We particularly found that features in Chinese apps frequently emphasize body shape, and people were more interested in journaling their food to achieve a thin body shape rather than follow a particular diet. We then conducted a formal semi-structured interview with 18 Chinese participants to understand their perceptions of persuasive design elements in Chinese food journaling apps that emphasize body image and their counterparts in Western apps. Meanwhile, we analyzed the features of selected Chinese and Western apps regarding its persuasive features centered on body image, according to the framework for persuasive system designs. There are 4 major categories in this framework: primary task support, dialogue, system credibility, and social support. For the sake of time, we will introduce the meaning of some specific persuasive principles later. We will describe a few of our findings, but we encourage reading the paper for our full set. Overall, Chinese and Western food journaling apps tended to utilize different persuasive techniques to support people in achieving their journaling goals. Though some Chinese apps contain persuasive principles that help people combat unhealthy journaling behavior, such as warning of unhealthy weight goals, Chinese apps are more likely to leverage some persuasive strategies to portray a perfect body shape. Western apps often use persuasive principles to aim to help people pursue healthy habits and did not use some principles at all. The simulation strategy under the primary task support category of the framework suggests that technology can actually leverage predictions or aim to see into the future to make people realize the longer-term relationship between their behavior and the potential outcomes. Chinese food journaling apps use 3 methods to simulate what life a person might experience once they lose weight. By comparison, Western food journaling apps rarely include simulations. Compared with Western apps, Chinese apps often use graphic elements and descriptions to relate body weight with physical appearance and even interpersonal relationships. App Store page of 4 out of 9 Chinese apps mention beauty, beautiful, or goddess in their app descriptions. For example, it describes that our app has a good weight loss community to witness your transformation to become beautiful. We did not observe these words in any descriptions of Western apps. Instead, Western apps tend to promote how they can help achieve health outcomes, such as MyFitnessPal's description stating, whether you want to lose weight, tone up, get healthy, change your habits, or start a new diet, you'll love MyFitnessPal. 6 out of 9 Chen's apps we examined included stories of users who successfully lost weight to inspire other users. Only one Western app included this feature. In addition to showing pictures of users before and after their weight loss, apps could also describe how attractive or successful the person had become after successfully losing weight. For example, the main app emphasized benefits of losing weight and being thin on its landing page, lost 24.2 pounds in 6 months, turning from a fat girl into a smiley goddess. The only Western app which provided stories highlighted the amount of weight that the person had lost and showed before and after pictures, but did not further discuss the personal or health outcomes of the weight loss. All Chinese apps included photos of models, mostly female, with a thin body figure in various interfaces, such as the landing page, in-app banners, icons or buttons, and pictures contained in articles or tutorials provided by the app. No Western apps contained pictures or models in these places. Now, we will talk about the formal interview findings. First, some of our participants embraced Chinese apps' concentration on body image because they agreed with the cultural beauty norm that pursued the thin ideal. Aligned with the famous Chinese saying, beautiful girls should never weigh over 110 pounds, several female participants stressed their wish to be under this. For example, P15 said, girls would never think themselves thin enough. I think I will be prettier if I am 100 pounds. For participants who journaled their food to gain a better body shape, they regarded the persuasive features that emphasize body image as inspirational because they can simulate a satisfying outcome that a person could obtain by using the app. For example, P1 felt a before and after picture was motivational because it enables me to see my successful weight loss results. Participants often feel that persuasive features which emphasize body image could also be instructive for people whose goal are to gain a better body shape, as some features provided practical guidance for people who aim to achieve these goals. P10 field. In China, the food journaling app's users mostly are new beginners, or we can even say these people are just imagining to own a good body shape. However, they never follow weight loss or strength training methods strictly, so these apps are using pictures to guide users. We found that this emphasis could also exclude some people when their journaling goal or cultural norms were not aligned with the cultural norms that the app promoted. The overemphasis on body shape in persuasive strategies could also make people blindly pursue perfect body shape. P7 said, these apps are creating an unhealthy guide by making people only pursue muscle and abs rather than a healthy body. Healthy body shape does not have to be obvious muscles. Even for people whose goal or beauty norm aligned with the cultural norms, they also be negatively influenced sometimes. For example, some participants feel disappointed in their imperfect body shape, feeling that app reinforces this notion. P5 said, I do not post my body pictures because I don't think my body shape is good. Also, seeing others' body pictures made me self-abased because they have abs, but I only have the muffin top. We notice a tension between the single-dimensional cultural beauty norm that Chinese apps promote and scientific knowledge of healthy diet and body weight. We suggest that for health and wellness technologies, prioritizing health over cultural norms is important, especially when the cultural norm is not supported by scientific knowledge. The tension also brings out ethical issues between commercial profits and individual health benefits. Culturally appropriate persuasive designs could more strongly convince people and sustain their interaction within the app. However, our studies suggest that cultural norms could also be potentially risky. Therefore, when designing culturally appropriate persuasive systems, we should understand the impact of our design decisions on individuals' health behaviors. We also point out a fundamental tension about the inclusion of cultural norms in the technology. That is, designs cannot satisfy everyone given the diversity of cultural norms. We should seek to understand people's opinions about a cultural norm and try to achieve a balance among following divergent cultural norms in design. Thank you.